Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. How we doing today? Are we doing well? Hopefully we are doing well. This is going to be better than interesting. And yes, it is. Because we got to talk about it. I got a video that we need to talk about. I'm starting to call this the Tia Mowry syndrome. That's what this is. That's what it is. Okay. So as you come in, please go ahead and hit the like button. Please go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. That really helps out. So if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Okay. Okay. So we're going to, yes, we are going to watch a clip. It's a bit long because it's a part of a conversation that was had on the channel 8 at the table. And so I'm going to let you kind of hear it so that you can get the concept of what's going on. So I'm not going to waste too much time. We're going to actually go ahead and jump into it. Okay.
7, you've only had sex with one person. And it's just like, all right, I've got all the tricks. Whatever is up this man's sleeve, I done got it already. There's nothing else to get from this one person. Live a little.
I agree. I'm with you. Live a little. Have the conversation. I think you should be able to have that conversation, especially if you're married. You know, what are you going to get divorced over a conversation?
I don't know.
You said, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, these things never end well.
Yeah, it's like
they never end well. And like, she'll step out, she'll think, thank you for letting me do it. Come back. It's never going to be the same. He's going to resent you. The marriage deteriorates. Now, it could be other issues. Maybe she's not sexually satisfied with, the relationship. Maybe that's what's going on. And maybe they can explore how to make their relationship more exciting. But
at 37, you've only had sex with one.
I can tell you that these things generally don't end well.
In whose favor do you think? And don't end well for the man or the woman or the whole relationship?
The whole relationship. Because she will go out and she'll explore, and it's not going to be what she thought it was, because it never is. And then she'll come back and he'll resent her. Essentially just that. It's just you destroyed the relationship, and now you're gonna look back and say, I wish I never did it. It just doesn't end well.
I think that's one possibility.
Yeah.
For her to go out and it's not what she expected, girl, you never know. You never know, because okay, I could see if it's like, oh, I'm getting tired of the same, the same sex. Which can happen in a marriage, because you have to have sex with one person for years.
Can tell you that
years and years and years of the rest of your life, but you signed up for this. But if this is the only thing it's not that you're tired of it. It's the only thing
Right.
So she actually might, and this might fuck her up, because if she is allowed to go out of her relationship and go experience something else. And there is way better out there.
Then what?
Exactly. Then what?
Then what?
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you check out the full
At 37.
Now, we actually gonna go back through that. I just wanted y'all to get the concept, the gist. So the basic concept is that there is a man and a woman that was high school sweethearts, and they're married, and they've been married for like 19, 20 years. And he's the only man that she has ever been with. Okay. And so, quote unquote, she wants to, she's never had another man, so therefore she want to, quote unquote, try another man. Okay. There's so much wrong with that whole situation. And today we're going to dig a little deeper than the obvious stuff, but we're going to start at the top. Okay. You want to experience other men. And they were having a conversation for conversation's sake. And I get it, because content and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, you've got two people up there, the man and the woman, one of the men and the other woman, who was sort of like, well, you know, maybe it's something to it, because, you know, do you really expect that you will be satisfied with one person your whole life, having sex with that same person your whole life, and you've never experienced another sexual partner? You know that there are other sexual experiences that you probably can have and that you might enjoy, but you want to go out and you want to have sex with other men. Okay. You want to have sex with other men because you're missing out on the kind of sex that other men have, you know, whatever they know how to do, or whatever they do well, or whatever. You want to hit the streets because you've not been in the street. So some people will be like, well, maybe she's on to something. However, this kind of goes back to something that I said the other day. Marriages are easy to leave, not because of the divorce laws, but because the marriages are easy to leave. Because what was your marriage based on? But I'm putting the cart before the horse a little bit. She signed up for a marriage young. Okay. So if I heard her mention the age 37. So if you have been married for 20 years, that means you were 17, 18. You were like 18 when y'all got together. You signed up for a marriage with that man. So there is no space for experimentation or trying to figure out what another man can do, or trying to figure out what kind of other sexual experience you missed. You missed them all. You missed all of them. You missed all the sexual experiences except one. And that one was with the man that you with. Okay? You missed every last one of them. I'm here to tell you. You missed all kind of stuff. It's all kind of stuff that you missed. Okay? And all of it was not even good things that you missed. You missed a lot of foolishness as well. And that is what a lot of people who suffer from fear of missing out, or the Tia Mowry syndrome, as I call it, That's what a lot of people, a lot of women don't understand. The grass is not necessarily greener on the other side, and many times it is not. It is not. Many times it's not. The grass is green where you water it. And there are ways to address sexual boredom in your relationship within the confines of your marriage. There are ways to address sexual boredom. We do the same old, because people get into a routine, even with sex. It's routine. We do the same positions. It's the same thing because he getting the same coochie that you giving. You've been giving him the same coochie for 19 years, just like you've been getting the same eggplant for 19 years. It's been the same. It's been the same. And assuming that he has not left the confines of the marriage or stepped out to get another one in 19 years, you've been giving him the same sex. So it is now upon both of you to go exploring with one another. And ain't no way that this is a taboo subject. Sex should not be a taboo subject between two spouses. It just shouldn't be. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that sex should be this taboo, hush, hush. We can't really talk about it. We got to tiptoe around it conversation between a husband and a wife. I just don't believe that at all. If you're having to tiptoe around sex, somebody need to go heal. Somebody need to go get their mind right. Because ain't no way. We've been hunching this long and we can't talk about the hunching. We can hunch, but we can't discuss the hunching. That's crazy. How we can hunch, but we can't talk about it. So it is upon both people to be like, you know what? Or if one of them, if he was the one or she was the one, say, baby, you know what I'm saying? You want to spice it up a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. Let's do that. You want to try this? You want to try that? You know, or whatever. And it should be a judgment-free zone. Pretty much a judgment-free zone. As long as what you want to try is consensual and it's between you two, it shouldn't really be a whole lot of why you want to do that. It shouldn't really be a whole lot of that. Y'all better listen. Y'all better turn on a porn movie or something and get an idea. I don't know what you got to do. But you've missed all of the other men's sexual prowess or lack thereof. You missed all of the possible diseases. You missed dealing with men outside of your marriage, period. You missed all of the trouble with that. You missed all of the foolishness that come from that. That come from dealing with any other man outside of your husband. Okay? Now, fear of missing out. Now we're going to really talk about it. The fear of missing out is usually rooted in some kind of insecurity and some kind of uncertainty within your own self, your life, and your choices. If you are a woman and you are saying fear of missing out, I do not, you know what I'm saying? I just cannot. What about what this happened? And what about if that happened? And what did I miss? You missed everything that your choices did not allow you to experience. That's what you missed. Because there's no way that you can experience everything anyway. You cannot. So when you have fear of missing out, especially in this case, you have insecurities and uncertainties within your own self. You getting older as a woman. We don't know what this woman looked like. So we don't know if she let herself go. We don't know if she got physical insecurities now, sexual insecurities now. She trying to see, did anybody else want her, or it doesn't matter if another man wanted you or not. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all married women, it doesn't matter if another man would want you or not. It only matters if your man wants you. That's what matters. And the other lady was cooking. She was like, it always end up bad. And it does. She laid out the whole thing. She gonna step out. Oh, thank you for allowing me to do it. She gonna go out there. It's never gonna be what she thought it was gonna be. It's not gonna be all that it was cracked up to be. Then you gonna come sliding on your belly back to your husband. And let's say he don't file no divorce or nothing like that. But just like the lady said, he's going to now resent you. He cannot, that man, whether he gave you quote unquote permission or not, that man, I guarantee you 100%, he cannot look at you the same. You are not the woman. You're not his wife. You're not his wife. Whether y'all stay married on paper or not, whether y'all stay in that house together or not, you're not his wife no more. Okay? You're not his wife no more. You just belong to the street at this point, because at any point you might actually walk out, or you will do this again. What if you do it without his quote unquote permission? What happens then? What happens then? You got a fear of missing out, but you don't have a fear of breaking your marriage. You got a fear of everything that you might have missed and experienced that you might not have had, but you are not afraid to lose the thing that you have in your hand. That's just like the saying go, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. A bird in your hand is worth two in the bush. Why? Why? Because the two birds, yeah, two is better than one, but those two birds are not in your hand. They're in the bush. There's no guarantee that you're going to acquire those two birds that are in that bush. But you do, in fact, have one bird that is in your hand. And the bird that's in your hand is your marriage. The bird that's in your hand is your husband. The bird that's in your hand is the connection that you have that you are actively trying to destroy. Because you're trying to figure out what other man want this and want that. No other man wants you like your husband do. The other men do not care. The other men do not value you. The other men just want sex from you. The other men do not see you as anything other than a hole he can stick his penis into if you let him. That is what you are. That is what you are to every other man. That's what you are. It's only one man that loves you like that, and that's your husband. He has loved you through whatever changes your body has gone through. Whether you stay thin and attractive, whether you kind of let yourself go, whether the kids, you know what I'm saying, your pregnancy changed your body and things of that nature, whatever attitude, this man has dealt with you for 19 years, your ups, your downs, your bad behavior, your good behavior, your support, your lack of support. Y'all done argued, y'all done cuddled, y'all done had sex, y'all done went through stuff for 2 whole decades. And you think another man wants something to do with you? Y'all are the most pick-me-ish women I have ever met in my life. Y'all claim to get on this internet to talk about decentering men and men aren't the center of you and the male gaze and why y'all so worried about what men think of you, random men that you do not know nothing about and that do not know you. Random men that as soon as spit on you, then have sex with you. Because that is a random man. That's a random man to a woman he don't know. This man he has never sacrificed for you. He ain't never did nothing for you. He ain't never went through nothing for you. And you are ready to go and give another strange man what you have only been giving your husband for 20 years. And you want your husband to do what? Not change? You want your husband to not change? You want your husband to look at you the same way? What he's supposed to do? Working when you were open arms, baby. Did you like the sex that you had with the other guy? Did he do it real good? Did he do it better than me? Like what? Whoa! What kind of conversation do you want to have after that? Because we're gonna get to the selfishness and the delusion that's attached to this. We're gonna get to that part. The marriages don't fail because the divorce laws on the books are too lax. The marriages fail because the people that's in them don't care enough about them to preserve them and actually help the marriage to survive. And sometimes you got people like this chick that actively kill it. Kill it before any paperwork is done. We ain't talking about paperwork. What kind of conversation do you think is supposed to happen after that between you and your husband? Because I guarantee you would have a hissy fit, the likes of which no one has ever seen, if he tell you he want to try other coochie. You will be having all kinds of like meltdowns about how you're not good enough for this man no more. And you would be thinking about all the times that you sacrificed, the children that you had, the this, the that. You would never chalk it up as he just want to try another woman out and it don't mean nothing to him. You would never chalk it up. You would immediately go into a tailspin about that. You would immediately go into a depression about it. He doesn't like me anymore. He's not attracted to me anymore. I don't look good to him anymore. My husband don't love me anymore. You would be going through all of that, every single thing. What you think he's thinking? What do you think that he's thinking about this? You think he's just chalking it up to, well, she just want to try sex with a different man. Do you know what women got to go through mentally in order to even be attracted enough to a man to lay down and get? It's not the same way men get horny. Women don't get horny the same way. The things that get men riled up in order to have sex are very simple. And just about any woman that look halfway decent can get that done. Women, on the other hand, have to think of men a certain way in order for us to be sexually attracted to him. We have to think of him a certain way. We have to respect him a certain way. We got to be physically attracted, visually attracted to him. We got to be attracted to his energy, all this other kind of stuff. This is before we get into bed with him. This is before. Women do not do the same thing that men do in order to be attracted enough to really be hot enough to get in bed with this guy. The chemistry gotta be right. He can't do nothing to turn you off. You don't think that man know about that? Because not only the sexual part, but what is it about this other man that you laid with that you like? It's not just because you liked him prior to the sex. That's why you let him have sex. So what is it about that guy that's not me? We're going to get into a lot of this, and I'm going to read the super chats after. But after these messages, we'll be right back. The link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. If you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, then you need the body butter that is on the screen right now. If this is going to be your first order, take 10% off using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. Thank you so much, Bakish, for your continued support. I greatly appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sivan, a member for 19 months. Thank you so much for that support as well. So the reality is never as good as the fantasy. It never is. Exactly, baby. So this is the same woman that deny her husband sex at the same time want to try new D. Make it make sense. Now we're going to get into what she gets out of this. She's not going to get whatever it is that she has lied to herself about. She's not going to get it. She's not going to get it. Whatever she has deluded herself and lied to herself about what she's going to feel and how she's going to feel and what this is going to do and all of these kinds of things, whatever it is that she's imagining in her head, she's not going to get it. It is not going to be that. It is going to be a destruction, not only to the marriage, but to her specifically. Because you got to think, why did you marry this man? This kind of go back to the unintentional that I was talking about the other day, about how people do things with no real intent or no real thought behind it. They're just doing it. So you just got married, but for what? Whatever your reasons were for getting married to this man, why were they good enough 19 years ago and they not good enough today? You need to go back. You need to revisit why you married that man. Because if y'all was high school sweethearts, then you liked him. You loved him. At one point, you loved that man. What happened? What happened to whatever was going on between y'all that put butterflies in your stomach? What will she get out of this situation other than some strange sex? Nothing. That's all she's going to get. In terms of a new experience, all that she's going to get is another D. That's it. She has zero thought about what happens after that. What does this decision, even talking about a decision like this with your husband before it is done, even discussing something in this way with your husband, what does it mean for her personally? And what does it mean for her husband? And what does it mean for her family? She don't have no foresight. We're going to really get into it. She doesn't have any foresight. Y'all, I ain't bust this out in a long time, but it was very prevalent right here. Okay? No foresight. Foresight is like the future. Your thought about the future. And it's supposed to be a place that the truth leads you to. But what about when you use lies? What about when you use lies, not the truth, in order to get from point A to point B? It says a human endeavor in which we attempt to go wherever the truth may lead us in pursuit of new discoveries. But what about when we use lies to pursue a new discovery? What happens then? It goes right into falsehood, oversights, the oversight. That's where she's at right now. She's lying to herself about the foresight. She's using a lie in order to try to get from point A to point B in order to try to pursue a so-called new experience or a new discovery. So she's going to go right into falsehood instead of backing up and going back to truth, the insight. If your foresight is crazy or you're lying to yourself about it, the next step, the next correct step would be to go to insight to avoid going to oversight. Go back to the truth. Understanding of a specific cause and effect within a particular context. Why do I really feel like this? What's the truth? What's the truth? It would spare a lot of heartache and foolishment down the road. But she's not going for what the true thing is. Why do I feel like I want to do this? Why do I feel like I want to nuke my whole marriage? Because I'm going to nuke it. And she's lying to herself that she's not going to nuke it. That this decision can be done and then she can go back to her life. That's the lie she's telling about the foresight. That's the lie. The lie she's telling to herself, and she's trying to convince her husband of this lie, is that we can make this decision, or you can give me permission to do this thing to us, but we can also go back to the life that we had before, as if things would not fundamentally change, and they will. So her best bet was to go back to insight, but she's lying to herself. So she gonna go right into oversight, falsehoods, lawlessness, and over or hyper and unintentional or intentional failure to notice or do something. She's intentionally failing to notice it. She's blinding her. This is what a delusion is. A delusion is the culmination of lack of foresight that leads to egregious oversight. Delusion is the lack of foresight that leads to egregious oversights. That is a delusion. Because you're lacking your foresight, or you're blinding yourself on your foresight because of a lack of spiritual grounding and discernment. This is the root of where lies are. She's ignoring the truth that she knows. She's purposely ignoring it. So this is going to lead into oversight. This is where the delusion plays out. The delusion that she gave herself, the lie she told herself in a foresight, plays out in the oversight. That's the consequence. That's what happens after she blows it all up. That's what happens after she blows it up. After she blow it up, that's the oversight. That's the lawlessness. That's the falsehood coming into fruition. This is actually what sin is. I'm going to take y'all deep today. Hope y'all got y'all pen and paper. Lying to yourself in your foresight and then going directly into lawlessness and falsehood in your oversight. That's what a sin is. That's really what a sin is. It's lawlessness, ultimately. Because you intentionally or unintentionally do it. Most people intentionally do this. Because you want what you want. You know it's whacked out. You know it's wrong. You know it's fugazi. And you trying to do it anyway. You trying to make a way to make something happen that you want to happen. But you know it's messed up. So you start lying. The first person you lie to is you. And then you try to get other people involved with the lie. She's having these conversations with her husband to convince him of the lie she's telling herself. That's what the conversations is for. She studied coming back to it, trying to have conversations with her husband to convince him of the lie she's telling herself. She wants the support of the lie. We can do this. I can go get another man just to have the experience, just to do this. It's all these justifications, rationalizations about why it could be okay, why it don't have to break their marriage up, why he don't have to feel bad about it, why he don't have to have all of these misgivings about this situation, why she's trying to make it okay for her, why it's okay for the family. She's likely even trying to give him some pros to it. You know, I'll be a different woman and we can be more open sexually. And she's trying so hard. She's trying so hard to do it. And she gonna go right into the oversight, which is the falsehood. That's about it playing out. It's gonna play out now. And all of that destruction that's behind that decision, that's behind those actions, even the destruction behind the conversation. Let's talk about just having a conversation like that with your husband and what that does to him psychologically. And how that destroys what connection that y'all have with one another. What? Come on. What kind of thought is he having about my wife? Because have you ever even discussed with him, maybe if you were sexually unsatisfied or just bored? Let's just say you bored, which would be normal. That actually would be a normal thing. It would be normal. That would be a normal thing. If you came to your husband after X amount of time, 2 decades, and y'all have been having the same sex, I promise you that. Whether it's been good, bad, or neutral, y'all have been having the same sex. Y'all get in them same positions and all of that, all of it. Y'all likely have it in the same place all the time and all of it. It's a routine now. It's a routine now. So it would be normal for you to come to your husband to have a conversation, or 2 or 3, however many it take, about what I want to do in bed. Or, we kind of in a routine. You want to see if we can spark it up this way, maybe some role play, maybe some whatever. Maybe I want to dress up in a little costume or something. I don't know. Have that conversation. That's a conversation that could potentially bring y'all together rather than split you apart. Have the conversation that potentially can put you together. Why come we can't have that conversation? Why we can't have a conversation that potentially brings us closer? Because if intimacy is becoming routine, bored, whatever the case, then I guarantee you there are other places in your marriage that might need a revamp for your connection. Y'all have probably disconnected a little bit in other ways. You might want to come back to that. Revisit some things, stoke that fire again. Stoke the fire with your husband again. Have the conversation that not going to put it in his head that he's not good enough anymore. That's not going to put it in his head that his wife is potentially what? Want to be slutted out? You want to have a whole phase? You want to, you know what I'm saying? Have a conversation that doesn't paint you negatively in your husband's subconscious mind to where he got to fight that stuff. Now he got to fight the seed that got planted that was negative about you. Have the conversation in a way that doesn't make him feel inadequate or like he failed you, because it's a delicate conversation. We should, as two married people, should be able to have the conversation freely, but you need to have the conversation with wisdom as well. You're supposed to have the conversation with some wisdom. Tread carefully, but truthfully in the conversation. Tread carefully, but truthfully in the conversation. You might be surprised that you end up on the same page. He might have been thinking, this might be a little boring, yeah. You want to try? Do you want? I was kind of thinking, I didn't know if you was going to go for it. You never know what kind of conversation you have if you sit down and talk to your spouse and tell the truth and be honest with them. Because if you create a place of honesty for them, they have a greater chance of now reciprocating that and being honest with you. You're going to be somewhere mad that you lost your husband, and this will be your fate. This right here. The only reason I ain't got no sounds because it's not important. It's music playing. She ain't saying nothing. But this is what you do. This is what you do. This is what you do when you torpedo your marriage for no reason. You set up a camera at night for no reason because you goofy, and you go to your beachfront property or your resort that you at or wherever you at, and you try to be smexy for the internet in the way that you should have been trying to be sexy in front of your husband. Where was all this energy? Was this the energy that you was giving Corey or nah? Because this energy was supposed to be given to Corey. Huh? This is what you do with yourself. This is what you end up doing. Planting a video somewhere, a drone, or God forbid if she got somebody holding the camera. Good gracious. She roped somebody into holding a camera. Somebody had to edit it. This video had to be edited, y'all. I'm going to tell you, this is the trouble she went through to put this on Instagram. First, she went out there. At night, she had to make sure that the ambiance, somebody set up the lighting. She had somebody hold the phone. She went through all these little poses and, you know what I'm saying, lip syncing to the song. This is, I'm telling you the steps to go from making the video to posting it. This is the steps. These are the steps that she took. Then, once the video was all made, we don't know how long it was, she either did it herself or she had somebody, probably had somebody, take it into whatever little program or what have you, and edit it. So now we're gonna put the music to it and whatnot, and then we're gonna try to get the best shots and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, because she said before she went out there, she picked this outfit as well. You know, she did her face. It was prep that went into this prep time. Do you understand? Prep time. She prepped herself. She did her makeup. She put her earrings on. You know what kind of stuff you got to go through as a woman to do makeup at night and put your earrings on at night and you ain't going nowhere but downstairs to the pool? Huh? Huh? You ain't going nowhere at 10 o'clock at night, but downstairs to make this goofy video and you got to do your whole face. And then have this video edited, give back to her so she can post it on Instagram for what? For what? What was it for? What was the reason? What was the reason for that? Why did you make a whole production for that? Why do we need to see it? Do you know what kind of dedication that it takes for a woman to get up at 10:36 in the evening and put makeup on, but she wasn't really going nowhere? You know what kind of dedication that take? Huh? Because I guarantee you, around that time, most women, we done already took our bra off. It's hanging on the doorknob of the bedroom. Baby, I ain't putting no makeup on going nowhere. What is you talking about? And she's in her 40s. So she part of the club. She part of the club. She part of the bra on the doorknob club. That's the club she in. That's the club she in. She ain't no young spring chicken. She takes her bra off and hangs it on the door like the rest of us. And at 10:47 p.m., that is what we are doing. Do you understand that? And we are shuffling around in the house with a house shoes on. Okay, you might have a bonnet. Yes, a bonnet. And you scrolling on your phone or something like that, sitting in your bed, rubbing your feet together. Ain't nobody going downstairs put makeup on. You mean standing in the bathroom with the big light on? Huh? And put foundation. So she had this was a lot of dedication that she put the whole production together. That wasn't just no, you know, she want us to believe that this was just a quick little video. No, that's not no quick little video. That was a whole thing. That was a whole thing you did. Did you put that much effort into keeping your marriage together? If you was to put that much effort into keeping your marriage together, you'd be married right today. And you wouldn't be somewhere on Instagram study embarrassing them kids, especially that little boy. Because that little boy is smart. He looks like he real smart. And he know his mama is silly. He love her, but she's silly. And I agree. She did want to be folded up. You better tell Corey to fold you like a lawn chair. Whatever kind of little hang up he got about this, about that, we're going to have to break that, sir. We're going to have to break that down, sir. I don't know what you got to do. Maybe you got to go to, I don't know what you got to do. But the next time we in that bedroom, I swear, if you don't pull my hair and smack my butt and call me out my name, me and you going to have a problem for real. You better do it. Because you the only man I got. And you the only one I want. I don't want no other man. So we gonna have to get over this hump, baby. Now, I gave you something I want. Now you give me something. I give you something you want. What you want me to do? You want me to do something? If you get go ahead, spit it out. We're gonna get this solved today. You better tell your husband that. Y'all better tell y'all better open y'all mouth or close mouth. Don't get fed. You better tell your husband what kind of sex you want. You want to be folded like a lawn chair. That's right. Because if you break up, let me tell you something. Because if you break up right now, he get another woman, he gonna fold her. Because he get free too. Oh, this a different woman. She likes something else. You better sit down and I don't care if you have to have a PowerPoint. You better sit down and tell that man if he don't put you in a half Nelson tonight. Do you understand that? Tonight. We are not having no prep time or nothing. You don't need no prep time. You grown and so am I. You better figure it out. I don't care if you got to go to get a YouTube tutorial. You better look at it and come back to me. Y'all better start telling y'all husband that. Tell your husband that. He don't want to do that to you cause you his wife. He better we gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that. Yes, I'm your wife, and I am going to use this mouth to kiss your kids. That ain't got nothing to do with what I use this mouth for on you tonight. That don't have nothing to do with the other. And I don't know what you got to do to separate them two things, but you're gonna have to separate them. You're gonna have to separate them. And be willing to reciprocate it. Now, it's not just about what he do for you. Now, you ask him what he want done. You know, you might have to pry it out of him a little bit, but make sure that you gives him something he want. And I mean, get it together. All this stepping out on your marriage and this, that, and the third. Trying to figure out how you're going to blow your marriage up and keep it at the same time hot. Whatever. You better learn how to talk to keep your marriage together. You better learn how to talk. And talk right. And talk truthfully. And honestly. Y'all better stop lying. You lie to yourself, you lie to your spouse. You stop lying to that man and telling him that he making you have an orgasm and he can't make you have none. Stop lying to him. We don't want to talk about that. Stop lying to that man, because you done lied to him a good 10 years. That the extra stroke he do make you have an orgasm and it does not. Because I guarantee you he gonna have an orgasm. He gonna have an orgasm more than 90% of that time. You will not. As a woman, we don't. We do not have orgasms as often nor as easily as men do. So you're gonna have to talk to your husband. Stop lying to him. Now, you may have to put that delicately. Because again, you don't want him to feel like he's failing you. But it'll be kind of on you because you was lying. You was trying to save his ego, but at the same time, this would be better than trying to blow your marriage up. And maybe sex won't feel like a chore and all that kind of stuff. You'll look forward to it. And you won't be trying to figure out a way not to give him none and all that kind of stuff, which further degrades and deteriorates the marriage. You'll be excited to get in the bed with him. A lot of the times that women feel like sex is a chore is because we don't come. We don't get out of it the same thing men get out of it at all the time. We don't get that all the time. So it's like, okay, I got to do this thing that I'm not really gonna get nothing out of. And women have a lot to do with putting themselves in that trick bag. Because you trying, on the one hand, you trying to spare his ego and not tell him, because you don't really want to tell him the sex trash, because it's probably not trash. It's just that sometimes it's difficult to explain that we don't always have orgasms from the penetration. We don't always have that. So sometimes it's difficult to explain that to men in a way that don't make it seem like this is all their fault. This is just biology. But there are ways to achieve it. Most of the time, the majority of the time, you have to do other things to a woman's body to stimulate her, to get her to an orgasm. Almost 70, I want to say 70% to probably 80% of the time, we are not going to have an orgasm from straight up penetration. We're not going to do it. I don't care how good your stroke game is. You'll be in the minority. Women's bodies are rather sensitive. We got a lot of sensitive areas for you to work with. Okay. We got a lot of sensitive areas to work with. And I'm not saying it takes 50 hours to do the foreplay. I'm not even talking about that. Sometimes it's quite simple. It don't have to take an extra hour and all that kind of stuff. No. Once you realize what you can do to her to kind of almost immediately get her to that place, just do it more often than not. Sometimes it's really simple to do. Not every woman requires this big production. If you know her neck sensitive, kiss on it. Sometimes it's as simple as you stand behind her and that masculine energy is a turn on. That's a turn on. So just kind of hovering and just kind of being, you know what I'm saying? Like touch her. Just touch her. The best foreplay is the one that you don't think of as sexual. I'm talking to the men. The best foreplay for the woman is the touch that's not sexual to you. So coming along and grabbing her hand at some point. Or if y'all are walking outside, hold her hand and lead her somewhere. Just hold her hand and walk a little bit in front of her. That kind of stuff, instant. It's an instant turn on. It's a turn on. It's not sexual to you. It does nothing for you. But she's thinking about it. She's thinking about it sexually. Energy turn us on. Visuals turn you on. Energy turn us on. So the touches throughout the day, the little kiss her right here. Them little touches that don't do nothing for you, do a world for her. Do them little touches and then get at her that night and see, don't you have a different sexual experience? She'll be a different woman. She'll be a different woman. Sometimes all you got to do is breathe on her. Erykah Badu had a song years ago, and the lyrics was, I want somebody to walk up behind me and kiss me on my neck and breathe on my neck. It's as simple as that. It can be as simple as that. Don't overthink it. Do not even overthink it. Don't even overthink it. For the guys, don't overthink that. Do not overthink it. It's not sexual to you. Ladies, men are visual. They like women that smell good. They like women that look good. Third on that list is energy. Don't have a messed up energy that day. It messes his energy up too. So have a good energy. If you got a good positive energy, you're looking good that day, you're smelling good that day, he ready to go. He's ready to go. All you got to do is sashay a little bit. He'll be right on it. Now, sometimes they get a little doofy and they don't know you coming on to them. So you gotta be more, sometimes more blunt than subtle, because sometimes they act like they don't know when their wife is throwing coochie at them. I don't know how that happens, but sometimes you got to be a little bit more blunt and tell him, come here. They know what that means. All right. And so you running around here looking good, smelling good, and all that good stuff. Okay. Sashaying around and all that. He ready to roll, baby. He ready to rock and roll. He ready to rumble, baby. He ready to rumble, baby. He ready to go. That always blows my mind, how y'all don't be knowing. It's like, I gotta spell it in boxcar letters. Apparently I do. Apparently I do. Okay. So for the guys, don't overthink that. Don't overthink that. Don't overthink, oh, I gotta really be doing stuff in particular in order to get her to do sometimes the breathing on the neck, the kiss right here, and that stuff, complete foreplay. It's complete foreplay. It's complete foreplay. To us. It's sexual for us. It's just not sexual for you. So you might have a tendency to not do it and connect it to sex. But that's okay if the men don't connect it to sex. That's fine if you don't have to connect it to sex at all. Because you could be doing stuff that's completely unrelated to us and we be turned on. I don't know if y'all realize that. Sometimes we can hear y'all talking on the phone and you take care of business and you really like you checking somebody, or you really, you know what I'm saying, you being assertive over the phone. Oh, baby, bye. Sometimes it's as simple as an instruction that you gave us, but it didn't have any leeway in it. It wasn't a request. It's like, oh. Thank you so much, 52. I appreciate you. It's a great show as always, watching from the bushes. Thank you so much. I greatly Thank you, Lucid. Say they don't talk about the stories where women don't tell men their sexual desires, but expect the men to know. Like a mind reader didn't get mad when he can't meet it. Duh, because you're not honest. Exactly. Thank you, David, for your super sticker. Appreciate you. Thank you. Pop Light said most women be in PJs, shirt shorts, or a muumuu with a bonnet at 10 p.m. Exactly. Like we not running around being goofy. Thank you, Juan said, preach, you better give this tutorial on woman sharing what moves her helps. I don't know why women be so closed-mouthed about what you want from your husband. Y'all better start telling y'all husband what y'all want instead of trying to think about what you can get from another man. Can you potentially get this stuff from another man? Yes, but why would you? Why would you do that? Your man got everything that man got. And if he don't, make it enough. Make it enough. You married it. And you've been with that same man for 19 years. Make it enough. I don't want to hear no ifs, ands, or buts. He been enough this long. He enough. He enough. Expound more on what part? Your husband been enough that whole time. So chop chop. You better talk to your husband about it. Talk to your husband about it. And tell him, don't be running around here trying to tell him you want another man. That's crazy anyway. How you even fix your mouth to say that to your husband? You don't got no, before I log off, you ain't got no respect, no way. Because how you even fix your mouth? Let's be for real. How you even fix your mouth to tell your husband that you want another man to dig you out? Like, what kind of conversation is you even trying to have with him? That's a crazy conversation. Like, let's just be real for a minute. That's crazy work. So you just sat down, like, how did y'all get to that point in a conversation with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to figure out the scenario of a conversation like that. And I can't wrap my head around it. Because if he had told you, yeah, I just want to, you know what I'm saying, dig out, you know what I'm saying, she at work, she look pretty good, but like you would have a whole conniption. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of lack of respect do you have for your husband that you are even trying to get around, like have a conversation like that? Like where do that even come from for real? Like you get a whole side eye for because you had to run that. So when you ran that conversation in your head, at what point was you like, yeah, that sounds about right? Let me say this to my husband. Like what? Like what? How? Like what? What? I just want to try other men. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Wait, what? Like when you just sit and think about it for a second. What kind of conversation was that? You ran that in your head. You ran that back how many times? And at what point did you say the wording is just right? I'm gonna say it like this. Like at what point did you come to that conclusion? That'll be the karma she need. Go out there and get a man that is a noodle back. Ooh, I want her to have that if she do that foolishness, may she run into the worst sex that she could possibly have. And I want it to be deceitful. I want him to have so much charisma that you just know he gonna blow your back out. And baby, when you get in there, he'll be a powder puff, baby. A whole powder puff. That'll be the karma that she needs. I want it to be a whole deceitful thing. Like, I want her to get in front of this dude. I want the chemistry to be crazy, right? Crazy. Like, oh, you know, I want him to be physically what she like. You understand? I want the whole package. I want him to have everything but the things she wants. May that kind of man find her. May he find her. May he find her. I mean, I want him to have the outside package, baby. She be like, ooh, woo. And then when they get in that bedroom, oh, baby, bye. She gonna be so mad. I want her mad in that bedroom. You understand that? In that little hotel room or whatever. Mad. Ooh. That's what she need. And then that night when she come back to her husband, I want him to have had his bags packed or her have hers packed, whichever one. Boop, 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 boop. You didn't know I was gonna leave, did you? I ain't tell you that part. Ha! She need all the karma. She need all the karma. Cause that's deplorable right there. That's just bad, y'all. Y'all listen, that's bad. That's bad. How you had that kind of conversation with your husband, like how you tell your husband that. Like, what was the face that he made, and how was you comfortable? Like, you was comfortable enough to like talk to him out. Like, it had to be awkward. How you had that conversation? Yeah, that marriage might be over regardless. Because I'm trying to think. I could never. Because how do you even think? How can you even think and be like, I need to say these words? So it didn't occur to you to have a conversation about you and your husband's sex? That's weird. She a weirdo. Thank you so much again. So you missed your calling as a stand-up comedian. You paint the best pictures. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Cause what? Like, what kind of conversation is we having? She lost respect. She ain't got no respect for that man. She just ain't got no respect for him. Because if you had any kind of respect, if you had any kind of love in your heart, if you had any kind of compassion in your heart, there ain't no way that I even want to utter no kind of words, no words on no subject matter that I ain't gotta say to my husband and watch his face turn and watch it. Like, no. Like, you know how you say stuff sometimes and you watch the light go out of people's eyes when you say, and like, you can't take that back. Like, you can't take it back. Like, you cannot undo it. He can't unhear it. He cannot unknow this. If she never go to another man to do anything, he can't unknow. He can't unhear or unregister that conversation. You've changed the color of your marriage just on the conversation alone. You've changed the color and the substance and the energy of your marriage just on that conversation alone. How you can sit there in that man's face. And I know his face had to, like, as he registered what was said to him. He got to try to register that. Like, what is he supposed to do with that information? I'm sorry to drag it on, but what is he even supposed to do with that information at this point? What you want him to do? Like, I'm sorry. I'm kind of dragging it a little bit, but I can't because I'm a big proponent of treating people how you want to be treated, or at least not doing to people things you don't want done to you. You would never want your husband to come to you. Y'all be sensitive, like y'all don't want y'all husband to even compare you to another woman, even in a non-sexual way. Like y'all be getting up in arms about, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he was talking to another one. Like so you just gonna say that and you just leave him with that? Just leave him holding that? This is why I say it ain't the divorce laws that make them that's the endangerment of the marriage. It is the way people conduct themselves in marriages that's what it is. It ain't nothing to do. It ain't really the bottom line isn't no fault divorce that's not the real reason. The real reason that divorces is high is because people just do not have the respect for the sanctity of marriage anymore. They treating these marriages like situationships or like it don't have real consequences and things of that nature that extend well beyond any particular a moment or incident or anything like that. Like people don't be thinking about what are the reverberating things that happen after. This is why I went into the whole thing about your foresight. Thank you, Lucid. So I told a woman I loved her. She said that freaked her out and to stay away from her. We ain't married, but I can never look at her the same again. Yeah, because what freaks you out about a man that you're dating telling you that he loves you? Like some of these women, I'm telling y'all weird, yo. Y'all weird. Y'all kind of on some weirdo. Like y'all on the weirdo side of the game. Y'all be thinking weird stuff. Like y'all done got weird. Like y'all have gotten weird. It's a lot of females that's weird. Y'all have weird ideas and like weird like ways that y'all be going y'all weird. So what we're gonna do is we're going to not be weird, and we are going to go to crimsoncure.com, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up our copies of Reclaiming the Black Feminine, which is always on sale now. All you have to do is go to crimsoncure.com, click the buy now button. It goes through PayPal, which is really secure, so you don't have any issues or anything like that. And then order your book, and I'll send it to you as quickly as possible. And once you get it, it's an awesome read. It's an excellent educational read. It's also a good read for men as well, because I do go into a lot of steps of healing that actually can apply to men as well in some instances, even though the book is aimed at women. Also, the option to book a session for coaching is also there. So again, crimsoncure.com, all you have to do is click book a session, and you'll be taken to a page where you can choose the date and time that you would prefer to have a coaching call. And then it takes you through the process really simply, really easily. All right. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.